Hello everyone, my name is Tyler, and welcome to AI Football Prediction Lab, Europe's most trusted football prediction channel. We're here with the Sunday football predictions, featuring the Premier League, Serie A, and La Liga. As always, our European football expert Luca and I have done our homework. I'll be breaking down the Premier League for you, while Luca will guide you through the key matchups in Serie A and La Liga. And just so you know, this is the final match day of the season in all three leagues, so the stakes couldn't be higher. Before we begin, don't forget to check out all our matchday prediction results on Instagram. The link is in the description below. All right then, let's kick things off with the English Premier League. First up, Bournemouth versus Leicester City. This season, Bournemouth have built a strong reputation for their defending at home, conceding just 16 goals in 18 home matches. They've consistently made it tough for visiting teams to find the net. Leicester City, on the other hand, have shown some attacking spark since their relegation was confirmed, scoring 2 goals in each of their last 3 games. However, this time they're facing a team that defends very well on home turf. I don't expect Leicester to score twice here. Yes, they might find the net once, but scoring 2 goals against Bournemouth seems highly unlikely. My prediction: Leicester City under 1.5 goals. Next up, Fulham versus Manchester City. Manchester City, who are aiming for a Champions League spot, will visit Fulham in their final match of the season. Kovacic is suspended, while Fulham have no major absences. 1 point will likely be enough for City to secure a top 5 finish. Fulham are a talented but inconsistent team. They've lost their last 2 home matches, and this time they'll be eager to end the season on a high in front of their fans. It's a showcase match for them. I expect them to play attacking football. That's why I believe Fulham will win at least 3 corners in this match. Ipswich will host West Ham in the final week of the season. Ipswich have struggled to score goals all season and have found it difficult to get results. On the other hand, West Ham are not a particularly productive team in attack either. Yes, both teams will want to finish the season on a positive note, and the players will probably want to enjoy the match. But still, I think it's unlikely that we'll see 5 goals in this game, mainly because both sides have problems when it comes to scoring. My prediction is under 4.5 goals. The Liverpool versus Crystal Palace match will bring together the Premier League champions and the FA Cup winners. After securing the league title, Liverpool seem to have slightly dropped their intensity. In contrast, Crystal Palace have shown no signs of slowing down after lifting the FA Cup. They even managed to beat Wolverhampton at home in their last match. We had predicted that Palace might lose that game due to a possible emotional dip. But they proved us wrong. The players showed real professionalism. Right now, their confidence and morale are high, and they seem to be enjoying their football. Of course, Liverpool will want to end the season with a win in front of their home fans. But even so, I don't think Crystal Palace will suffer a heavy defeat here. My prediction is Crystal Palace +3 handicap. In other words, I don't see them losing by more than 2 goals. One of the biggest matches of the evening is between Manchester United and Aston Villa. Manchester United lost the UEFA Europa League final to Tottenham, missing their last chance to qualify for the Champions League. The fans are disappointed, and the players are clearly affected, emotionally and mentally. They'll be stepping into this match under pressure, and it won't be easy for them. Of course, they'll want to end the season with a win at Old Trafford, but physically and mentally, they seem drained. Aston Villa, on the other hand, are still chasing a Champions League spot. They've won 9 of their last 11 matches and are playing with confidence and momentum. But the job's not done. They likely need a win here, as a draw might not be enough. That's why I believe Aston Villa will score the first goal in this match. With their high morale and motivation, I expect them to start strong and take the lead early against a tired United side. Newcastle will host Everton in a crucial match as they continue their push for a Champions League spot. Everton will want to finish the season on a positive note, but Newcastle's strong home form and motivation give them the edge here. It's also important to note that Newcastle need a win to keep their Champions League hopes alive, so they'll be fully focused on taking all 3 points. However, Everton are not a team that gives up easily. When they sit deep and defend, they can be very difficult to break down. Newcastle might be slightly ahead on paper, but my prediction is no goal in the first 10 minutes. Next up, Nottingham Forest versus Chelsea. This might be the most anticipated match of the day in the Premier League. It's a game that will have a major impact on the Champions League qualification race. Both teams still have a chance to reach the Champions League. But here's the catch. If Chelsea lose this match, they might not even qualify for the Europa League, especially if they don't win the Conference League final. That makes this a must-win game for them. Nottingham Forest, meanwhile, will go all out for the win. They have nothing to lose at home and will attack from the start. A draw might not be enough for Chelsea either, so I expect them to play for the victory regardless of results in other matches. That said, Nottingham Forest have been very strong at home this season, and in such a high-stakes match, I don't see them conceding 3 goals. My prediction, Chelsea under 2.5 team goals. Arsenal will visit Southampton in the final week of the season. Although they have little left to play for, Arsenal are expected to stay solid at the back and approach the game with control. Southampton have been poor going forward, and it's unlikely they'll score in the first half against a well-organised Arsenal side. My prediction, Southampton to score no goals in the first half. Europa League champions Tottenham will host Brighton in their final match of the season. With the boost of winning the trophy, Tottenham are expected to play with balance and aim to avoid defeat. Brighton, on the other hand, still have a chance to qualify for Europe, depending on the outcome of Chelsea's cup final. They recently beat Liverpool and will be motivated to finish strong. Given the circumstances, both sides are likely to approach this game cautiously. Tottenham are unlikely to lose by 2 goals. My prediction, Tottenham +2 handicap. And finally, Wolverhampton versus Brentford. After securing safety from relegation, Wolves have relaxed and started to play with more freedom and enjoyment. Brentford, on the other hand, are a resilient side. While their chances of reaching the Conference League are slim, their main goal will be to finish the season in the best possible way. They are expected to play attacking football, and Wolves will also want to entertain their home fans with goals. That's why I believe both teams will score in this match. All right, now let's hear from Luca and see what he thinks about the upcoming matches in La Liga and Serie A.
Hello everyone, Luca here. Let's move on to Italy and the Serie A. First up, Atalanta versus Parma. This will be Atalanta's final home game of the season. They've been in great form, 5 wins in their last 6 matches. Spirits are high, and they've already secured 3rd place. But for Parma, it's massive. Last week, they picked up a crucial point against Napoli, a result that could make all the difference. Still, the relegation battle is chaos. If Parma lose this one and both teams below them win, they could be going down. Even a draw might not be enough, because if Lecce and Empoli both win, then Parma, Lecce, Empoli and Hellas Verona will all finish level on points. In that scenario, the head-to-head results between those teams decide who stays up, and unfortunately for Parma, they'd be the ones relegated. So, Parma will be desperate not to lose. I expect them to start this game with caution. That's why my prediction is no goal in the first 10 minutes. Next up, Empoli versus Hellas Verona. The relegation battle in Serie A is absolute chaos right now, with all kinds of wild scenarios still possible. For example, if Verona, Lecce and Empoli all finish on 34 points, then Lecce would be safe, and Empoli would go into a relegation playoff against Verona. There's even a scenario where Empoli, Lecce and Venezia could all end up level on 32 points. So of course, Empoli will be desperate to win this game and try to secure their place in the top flight, while also hoping for one of their rivals to drop points. But even if they can't win, I still think they'll manage to get something from this match. My prediction, Empoli double chance, mainly because of the home advantage. In another key match, Lazio host Lecce, and this one could have major implications for both ends of the table. Lazio still have a slim chance of qualifying for the Champions League, but to keep that dream alive, they must win. They also have a realistic shot at securing a Europa League spot by overtaking Roma, and a draw likely won't be enough for that either. So we can expect Lazio to go all out for the win. On the other hand, Lecce are just 1 spot above the relegation zone and are level on points with Empoli. They know they must take at least a point from this tough away match to improve their survival chances. Lazio will be pushing for goals, and I expect them to score at least once. But if Lecce want to survive, they must go on the attack. They can't just sit back if they concede. My prediction, over 1.5 goals. Next up, Torino versus Roma. This match has big implications for the Champions League race. For Torino, the season is already over. They have nothing to play for and will just want to end on a positive note. But for Roma, this is a crucial game. They're still chasing a Champions League spot. Juventus are just 1 point ahead of them and face a tough away match. Roma know this is a golden chance. At the same time, Lazio are also right behind them, so they can't afford to drop points. Roma's biggest strength is their defensive solidity after scoring. I believe they'll stick to that formula again. My prediction, Torino will not score 2 goals. Roma won't concede twice in this match. Next up, Udinese versus Fiorentina. Udinese have nothing to play for. It's the final game of the season, and they'll just want to finish on a high in front of their fans. Fiorentina, on the other hand, still have a very slim chance of qualifying for the Conference League. They need to win this match and hope Lazio drop points. But since Lazio are playing at home, the chances of that happening are quite low, probably around 85–90% that Lazio get at least a point. So, Fiorentina won't play with pressure, but they'll still want to end the season well and play some attractive football. I don't expect them to sit back or be too cautious. As both teams are relaxed and just looking to end the season on a positive note, I expect at least 1 goal in the first half. So my prediction is over 0.5 goals before the break. In the final fixture of the season, Venezia host Juventus in what could be a do-or-die match. While Venezia are not mathematically relegated, their survival hopes are hanging by a thread. They need to win this game and hope both Empoli and Lecce drop points. A miracle, really, but they'll still go all out for the win. Juve are currently sitting 4th, which is enough for a Champions League spot, but it's far from secure. Any slip-up here could open the door for Lazio or Roma to leapfrog them. Juventus know that, and they're not coming here to settle for a draw. They're coming to win. Venezia, with nothing to lose, will attack. Juventus, with everything to lose, must win. So I expect a match where both teams push forward, and I'm backing over 1.5 goals in this one. Okay, now let's move on to La Liga. There are 3 matches on Sunday. The first one is between Girona and Atlético Madrid, 2 teams that have both had disappointing seasons. Girona, after last year's incredible campaign, struggled this season and even flirted with relegation at times, leaving their fans disappointed. On the other side, Atlético Madrid built a squad capable of challenging for the title, but could only finish 3rd and were eliminated early from the Champions League. Both teams will want to end the season on a high. With no pressure left on Girona, they are expected to play open football, while Atletico will be aiming to secure a final win and close out the league in the best possible way. I'm expecting an open and high-tempo match, so my prediction is over 1.5 goals. I believe we'll see at least 2 goals in this game. The second match sees Villarreal hosting Sevilla. The Yellow Submarine have secured a spot in the top 5 thanks to their impressive form in recent weeks, and they'll be looking to carry that momentum into the final game of the season. Sevilla, on the other hand, have shifted their focus to planning for next season after a disappointing campaign. They might lack the motivation to match Villarreal's intensity in this clash. Backed by their home fans, Villarreal are expected to come out strong, especially against a weakened Sevilla side. Seeing the home team score the first goal wouldn't be a surprise, so my prediction is Villarreal to score the first goal. The final match of the La Liga season is between Athletic Bilbao and Barcelona. Neither team has anything to play for, but it's a big match between 2 historic clubs to close out the season. Athletic Bilbao have been rock solid at home all season, conceding the fewest goals at their own ground thanks to their defensive discipline. Meanwhile, champions Barcelona are coming off a surprising 3-2 home defeat to Villarreal last week. They'll want to end the campaign on a positive note, but will likely play with less pressure. Coach Hansi Flick might even give some La Masia youngsters a chance to shine. Since it's the final match day, I expect both sides to play with freedom and deliver an entertaining game. Bilbao missed out on a spot in the UEFA Cup final this year, which disappointed their fans, so I think they'll be eager to give them something to cheer for in this last home match. Barcelona's defensive approach has looked shaky at times, and I believe Bilbao can take advantage. So my prediction is Athletic Bilbao to score at least 1 goal. That's it for my predictions and analysis. Thanks for listening. But don't go anywhere, because up next is Sunday's top prediction.